Hello everyone, welcome back to LAURUS Places and People. As we come to the end of our Swiss adventure, today we look into some fun facts about this little Central European country. Without further ado, here are 24 facts about Switzerland. Fact 1 is the number of museums. Switzerland is small but has a lot to showcase and tell. This is evidenced in the number of museums in the country. There are 1,111 museums in Switzerland. Some of the most famous museums in Switzerland are the Swiss National Museum, the FIFA Museum in Zurich, the Kunsthaus Zurich, the Olympic Museum, and the Einstein House. In 2023, Swiss museums had more than 2 million visitors combined. Fact 2, Switzerland has over 7,000 lakes. Yes, you heard that right, 7,000 lakes. This small alpine country does not lack water, especially freshwater lakes. Many of the lakes are fed by water from glaciers. The crystal clear alpine lakes are a sight to behold. In fact, some are too clean that they cannot support aquatic life. Yes, you heard right again, some Swiss lakes are so clean that fish and other marine life cannot find enough food to sustain life. The most famous Swiss lakes are Lake Leman, most commonly known as Lake Geneva, along whose shores are the cities of Geneva, Lausanne, Vevey, and Montreux. Others include Lake Neuchâtel, which is the largest lake within the borders of Switzerland, Lake Constance, which is the source of the Rhine River, Lake Zurich, along whose shores the city of Zurich sprawls, the winding Lake Lucerne, Lake Thun, Lake Majora, Lake Biel, Zugersee, Lake Brienz, Lake Lugano. Most Swiss lakes are tucked higher up in the mountains with the Swiss villages and are much harder to get to. Fact 3, less than 15% of the Alps are in Switzerland, with the mountain chain itself running between Croatia and the coast of France. While only a fifth of the landmass of the Alps is in Switzerland, considering the size of the country, the mountainous terrain in Switzerland is astoundingly dense. As you travel through the Alps, one of the most memorable experiences a trekker can have is moving between cultures as they cross from one valley to the next. There is a Mont Blanc trek which one can experience the different cultures and diversity through France, Italy, and Switzerland. Fact 4, the world's longest tunnel, called the Gotthard-based tunnel, is found in Switzerland. It stretches 57 kilometers under the majestic Alps and is currently the most important link between the northern and southern parts of Switzerland. The Gotthard-based tunnel was opened in 2016 and also acts as a link between Swiss economic centers in Ticino, southern Switzerland, and Milan in Italy. Fact 5, Switzerland has 26 public holidays per year, compared to the European average of 11 public holidays. The holidays vary by canton, and celebrate religious, historical, and cultural events. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel to keep it growing. Thank you. Fact 6, cable cars. Switzerland has about 1,700 cable cars, which are used for transportation, tourism, and recreation. They offer spectacular views of the country's picturesque landscapes and mountains. Some of the most famous cable cars are the Titlis Rota, the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, and the Skilthorn P. Gloria. Fact 7, there are 4 official national languages in Switzerland. Have you ever heard of a European country with this many official languages? Well, Switzerland is one country that has it. These 4 official languages are German, French, Italian, and Romansh. However, the majority of the people in Switzerland speak German, and the least spoken language in the country is Romansh, but it is still part of the Swiss culture. Fact 8, Switzerland has a square flag. There are only 2 countries in the world that have square flags, one is the Vatican City and the other is Switzerland. It is a simple flag with a red background and a white cross over it depicting the country's independence and neutrality. Fact 9, the font Helvetica is from Switzerland. We would like to think that the Helvetica name comes from the Swiss abbreviation CH, which means Council Helvetica, which is also sometimes used to mean the Swiss Federation. This font is now used on laptops all over the world. Fact 10. Most of Switzerland's energy is green and clean. 90% of Switzerland's energy comes from hydroelectricity. This is a very good standard because it is sustainable and renewable. Switzerland has got nuclear power and also imported natural gas and petroleum. Switzerland is targeting to be net zero carbon emissions by 2050. With so much flowing water around every major Swiss urbanization, this has become a major source of hydroelectric power. There is also a huge drive in the country to promote other sources like wind, solar and other forms of clean energy. Fact 11. In Switzerland, joining the military is mandatory. For males who are citizens of the country and above 18 years of age, they must join the military. They have to enroll continuously in military courses as, if one gets completed, they have another one to be a part of. Female citizens are most welcome to volunteer the services. Fact 12. Europe's highest railway station is in Switzerland. The Jungfraujoch is a marvel of modern engineering. This unbelievable train line was built in the early 1900s during the engineering boom that led Switzerland to become internationally renowned for its broad and functional public transportation infrastructure. The Jungfraujoch itself is the crowning jewel of this era, a rail line which travels from the town of Grindelwald, through the north face of the Eiger, and up to a saddle just below the summit of the mighty Jungfrau, 11,480 feet above the line's beginning. On the Eiger trek, one hikes down from the Jungfraujoch, underneath the shadow of the Eiger itself, and down into the town of Grindelwald, and the new Eiger Express trickable car takes you from Grindelwald to the Eiger Glacier station in just 15 minutes. Fact 13. The Swiss marry late. The average marriage age for Swiss men is 32 and 30 for women, and this average age is increasing by 3 years every 15 years. This can be attributed to higher costs of living and how long it takes young people to get economically stable after university. The divorce rate in Switzerland is at 45%. Swiss women often have their first child at 31 years, making them the oldest women in Europe to do so. Fact 14. Most Swiss men over the age of 30 own guns, but the country has one of the lowest crime rates. Amongst industrialized nations, Switzerland has one of the highest rates of gun ownership. However, Switzerland has less than a tenth of the gun-related deaths in the United States. It's important to note that the reason for this great amount of people owning guns in Switzerland is that this country has mandatory military service. After they finish their service, all of them are supposed to take their assault rifles or pistols at home, however, without ammunition. Fact 15. It might have never crossed your mind, but another reason Switzerland is a good country to live in is for the fitness lifestyle. According to the World Health Organization, the Swiss country is the least obese European country, with only 17.5% of the population being obese. Comparatively, in the United States of America, 35% of the population is obese. Fact 16. Switzerland is aging. The life expectancy is high, but because fewer babies are being born, the population is generally aging. In the 1960s, the median age was 35 years old, and has kept growing in the decades since. By 2015, the median Swiss age was 42 years. On the other hand, Switzerland claims the highest percentage of people over 100 in Europe, and has the second highest life expectancy after Japan. Of course, they're going to live long, especially since there is cleanliness of the air, peace and security, good food, a vibrant sporting culture, the enforcement of good labor laws, a good state welfare backup, and the availability of high-quality health care. Fact 17. Swiss meat is among the most expensive in the world. It is 124% more expensive than the average European price. Half a kilogram of meat is about 16 Swiss francs. A 200 grams Kentucky rump steak at a Swiss restaurant near Zurich Airport will set diners back 38 Swiss francs, while a larger 250 grams of Argentinian rump steak in a steakhouse just over the German border in Zingen costs 22 euros. Fact 18. If you have never noticed, Switzerland's flag resemblance to that of the Red Cross is not a coincidence. It is simply color switching the red and white of the Swiss flag. The Red Cross has 97 million volunteers and was founded in 1863 in Geneva. Its headquarters remain in Geneva to this day. Fact 19. LSD was first made by a Swiss chemist. Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann took the first acid trip in 1943 while he was conducting tests for a migraine cure in Basel, when he accidentally absorbed the LSD compound through his fingertips. LSD was first synthesized on November 16, 1938, by Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann at the Sandoz laboratories in Basel, as part of a large research program searching for medically useful ergot alkaloid derivatives. LSD's psychedelic properties were discovered 5 years later when Hofmann himself accidentally ingested an unknown quantity of the chemical. Fact 20. The tallest gravity dam is located in the Swiss Alps. With a height of 285 meters and with a total weight of 15 million tons, the Grand Dixence is the world's highest gravity dam. It collects melting water from the surrounding glaciers and can hold up to 400 billion liters of water. This dam took more than 10 years to construct and it is heavier than the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Fact 21. Sundays are called sacred in Switzerland for a reason. This means you are not allowed to mow your lawn, no hammering or DIY loud projects, or anything that neighbors can hear. Sundays are therefore meant to be quiet and peaceful. It is frowned upon to work on Sundays, so just commit to being lazy, lock the doors, and read a book or spend a quiet day with friends and family. Fact 22. Swatch is Swiss watch. When Calvinists banned jewelry from use in 1541, goldsmiths and jewelers in Geneva brainstormed the invention of watches, since a functional timepiece was acceptable. And since then jewelry and precious metals have been a staple of Swiss watchmaking. Over the last 100 years, Swiss luxury watches have been a storage of wealth and a status symbol. And over the last 200 years, Swiss watchmaking has proven to be one of the most successful industries of the country, reaching the present status as Switzerland's fourth largest exporter. So there you have it. Those are some of the fun and weird facts we could find about Switzerland. If you know of any more, please let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and please subscribe to the channel.